Hi all. Today we're going to do something a little bit special, something really relaxing. We're going to take a gentle flight over my favorite city in the world, the wonderful city of Melbourne. There's no rush at all. We'll just float along like a big lazy bird in the sky. So sit back, take a nice deep breath, and let's get ready to see some truly beautiful sights from way up high. It's going to be a lovely journey, I promise. Think of this as your own private tour, a quiet little escape from everything else. We're leaving all the noise and the busy stuff down on the ground. Up here, it's just us and the big, beautiful blue sky. We're going to drift over towering buildings that look like they're made of shiny Lego. All right, here we are floating gently above the very center of Melbourne. This is what we call the CBD, or the Central Business District, but I like to call it the city's big beating heart. Look down at that amazing grid of streets. It's so neat and tidy from up here, isn't it? Like someone drew it all with a ruler. The buildings are a mix of old and new. You can see grand old buildings with fancy rooftops sitting right next to super modern skyscrapers made of sparkling glass and steel. They look like old friends and new friends standing together. It's a beautiful mix of history and the future, all in one place. See that big, funny-looking building down there with the strange shapes on its roof? That's Federation Square, or Fed Square as we all call it. It's Melbourne's meeting place. From up here it looks like a giant, colourful mosaic tile. People gather there for everything, to watch a game on the big screen, to visit an art gallery, or just to sit on the steps and watch the world go by. Now, let's turn our attention to that big, beautiful ribbon of water that cuts right through the city. That's the Yarra River. It's not a bright blue river. It's got a lovely, earthy brown color, which tells you it's been on a long journey from the mountains. It winds and curves its way through Melbourne like a giant, sleepy snake. The river is the city's soul, really. It was here long before any of the buildings, and it connects everything together. Look at all the bridges that cross the river. There are so many of them. Each one is a little bit different. Some are old, made of stone and iron, and look very grand. You can see little boats moving slowly on the water. There are rowing teams, all moving their oars in perfect time. It's like watching a beautiful, slow dance on the water. People love being near the Yarra. It's a place to relax, to exercise, and to just enjoy the view. Along the banks of the river, there are green strips of parkland and walking paths. Okay, let's float away from the river's edge just a little bit, and look at that huge patch of green over there. It's like a giant, lush oasis right next to the busy city. That is the Royal Botanic Gardens. From up here, it looks like a beautiful patchwork quilt made of 1,000 different shades of green. You can see massive old trees that have been standing there for over 100 years. Their branches spread out like big, welcoming arms. There are winding paths that look like little veins, and a beautiful lake that sparkles in the center like a hidden jewel. It's Melbourne's big green lung. This place is a haven for peace and quiet. Even from our view in the sky, you can almost feel the calm. Down below, people are walking slowly, maybe having a picnic on the soft grass, or just lying under a tree with a good book. One of the best views in all of Melbourne is from a special spot in the gardens called the Shrine of Remembrance, a memorial for soldiers, which you can see standing proudly on the edge of the park. Let's gently glide back towards the city skyline and take a closer look at some of the giants that live there. Melbourne's skyline is a collection of incredible buildings, each one with its own personality. The most famous of them all is that really tall one over there with the gold-plated top. That's the Eureka Tower. The Eureka Tower isn't alone up there, though. Look at all the other skyscrapers standing beside it. They are a forest of glass, steel, and concrete. Some are sleek and shiny, reflecting the clouds and the blue sky like giant mirrors. If you look carefully between the modern towers, you can see the spires of old churches. See that one there? That's St. Paul's Cathedral, right opposite Flinders Street Station. From our vantage point, we can see how the sun plays on these different surfaces. It makes the glass towers glow and casts long, dramatic shadows across the streets below. In the evening, as the sun sets, it's painted in beautiful colors of orange, pink, and purple. And at night, it becomes a galaxy of twinkling lights. As we drift over the Yarra River again, let's look at the area on the southern bank. This is Melbourne's cultural heart, our creative playground. See that building with the tall white spire that looks like a ballerina's tutu or a delicate web? That is the Arts Centre Melbourne. It's a magical place. The spire is one of our most loved landmarks, and at night it lights up in different colors, shining like a beacon for all the creative souls in the city. Just next door to the Arts Centre, you'll see a collection of other interesting buildings. This whole area is dedicated to the arts. There's the National Gallery of Victoria, or the NGV, which has a huge, amazing stained glass ceiling that you can lie on your back to look at. The whole vibe of this area, which we call the Southbank precinct, is vibrant and exciting. Along the river, there's a wide promenade where people stroll along. You can see restaurants with outdoor seating, where people are enjoying a meal with a beautiful view of the city skyline across the water. Street performers often entertain the crowds with music or magic tricks. It's a place where Melbourne shows off its sophisticated and artistic side. It's a perfect blend of high culture and relaxed riverside living. Let's leave the city centre behind us for a moment and float towards the coast. Can you see where the land meets that huge expanse of water? That's Port Phillip Bay. And that lively neighbourhood right on the edge of the water is St Kilda. It's Melbourne's favourite seaside suburb. From up here you can see the long sandy beach curving around the bay. You can see the waves gently rolling in, white lines on the blue water. The vibe here is completely different from the city. Look at that long pier stretching out into the water. That's St Kilda Pier. At the very end of it is a beautiful little kiosk, a historic building that looks like it belongs in a storybook. Just back from the beach, do you see that big, scary-looking mouth? That's the entrance to Luna Park, a famous old amusement park that has been making people scream and laugh for over a century. The main streets of St Kilda, like Ackland Street and Fitzroy Street, are lined with palm trees, giving it a real holiday feel. From our view, we can see the wide footpaths bustling with people. Let's continue our coastal journey just a little further down the bay from St Kilda. Follow the coastline, past the fancy houses and the green parks, until you see a splash of bright, beautiful color right on the beach. There they are. That row of little wooden huts is one of Melbourne's most famous and most photographed sites. These are the Brighton bathing boxes. From up here, they look like a line of colorful toy blocks that a child has left on the sand. Each one is painted in a different vibrant design. You can see one painted with the Australian flag, another with a picture of a surfer, and others with bold stripes and patterns. They add so much personality and charm to the beach. From our aerial perspective, the contrast of the brightly painted boxes against the pale sand and the blue water is just stunning. It's a photographer's dream. They are a joyful and whimsical sight, a real celebration of color and creativity. The Brighton bathing boxes are a beautiful reminder of this connection to the coast. They represent family, holidays, and the simple pleasure of a day spent by the ocean. Well, our gentle journey through the sky is slowly coming to an end. We've seen so much, haven't we? We've floated over the busy heart of the city, with its grid of streets and its forest of shining towers. From up here, you can really see the magic of Melbourne. It's a city that has everything, but it all fits together so beautifully. It's a city full of wonderful contrasts, and that's what makes it so special. It has a big heart and a relaxed soul. I hope this little flight has made you feel relaxed and peaceful. There is a feeling in Melbourne, a creative and friendly energy that is hard to describe in words. But hopefully you've been able to feel a little bit of it today from our special view in the sky. So as we gently make our way back to Earth, hold on to that feeling of calm. Remember the beautiful views of the river, the parks and the bay. Melbourne is always here waiting with a friendly smile and a great cup of coffee. So maybe one day you'll come on down and say hello in person. We'd be very happy to see you. Thanks for joining me on this little adventure. Take care and cheerio for now.